Hello everybody, my name is SGA, Sizebox Growth Animator, and today we're doing a Q&A.
How did your relationship with SGA start? Well, it started off, not like with SGA, it didn't start off rocky, just how I got into it was a rocky start. With a channel that I will not mention, I started with them through going through casting call club. It just was asking for 18 plus voice actors and actresses needed, and those seem to be what pay at the moment without having to go to an audition site where you have to pay to even audition, which I hope to do eventually, but funds anyway. So I went through that channel, and then I was like, they started working with SGA, and then I just started going directly to SGA, and I left the other channel because of just, it wasn't, just too much drama. That's about it. And then I just started working with SGA. It's been great so far.
Well, I started working with SGA through... It's kind of a person we don't really speak of anymore. And off the topic, move on. How's it going?
It started a few months ago when I was somewhat new on his server. I believe at the time SGA was looking for voice actors and I auditioned. The rest is history.
Well, for one, I was normally a viewer, one who was interested in his work, until I actually encountered his server. Which at that point, I started talking to him more and became pretty close friends. So, at that point, we got closer and closer until I became one of his voice actors.
Well, mine started whenever I joined his Discord server after watching a few of his videos. Then I believe he sent out a casting call on, casting call, and I answered, and here we are.
Hey guys, this is Trina. Hi, I'm one of the voice actors for SGA's channel. Well, to be honest, it's been a while, so, we've been working for a long time, and how exactly did I get to know him? I think he approached me first, and then he asked me, or maybe, I got a bad memory. It's kind of bad, sorry. But we're good friends, very good friends.
SGA, out of all the people you work with, are any of them related to you, whether it be sibling or cousin, etc.? And 6 exclamation marks. Sorry to break it to you fellas, no, because this is what I sound like. I'm unsure if you can tell, because my accent is very strong. I am British, and all of my voice actors, bar the newest one actually, are American. And no, I don't know any of them outside of the internet, so no.
What is it like to pretty much be the main female voice actor on the channel, and have you ever gotten tired from doing all of it? Funny fact, I did not know that I was the main female voice actress for the channel. I think it's more of that I voice who's considered the main character of the channel, which I don't think I do as much work as the other voice actresses, and I don't mean that in I don't get enough work. It's just more of a, I feel like they do a lot more work than I do. They work really hard, so it's not just me. In fact, I'm living my life. No, just kidding. And I wouldn't say I really get tired of it. It just gets repetitive. Not in a bad way either, because most of the voices that are wanted, other than the SGA voice, which is extremely tiring, if it's a really long session of it, because it's such an airy voice. The other voices, though, are, so easy on my throat that, I could go on and on for hours. But I only say it's repetitive just because, there's certain voice actors and actresses where, they're known for that voice. They're oh, they're doing that voice again. It's well, probably because the voice director asked them to do it. So, a lot of people think of, oh, that person doesn't have much range, because, to be honest, there's a lot of other channels, too, that I've worked with where they always want the low-voice narrator for their story. Or they want the typical anime girl. I don't know why. I just said it. I meant to say anime, not anime. Enema. Anyway. But yeah, so that's what I mean by repetitive. And then, like I said, it's not a bad thing, so.
SGA, where do you get the ideas for your stories? Well, that's simple. I get them from my head. Usually my head gets them from other things I've read or been inspired by, or, you know, just talking to people. People make suggestions sometimes in the comments, and sometimes I use them. I might not follow them directly, but, you know, I get ideas from lots of places and combine them into videos. So really, I don't know. There's no guaranteed source. Makoto, how does it feel being the newest member of the team?
The newest member? Well, that just depends on how you see things. I've always been here. Maybe you'll remember.
What is your favorite video that you have worked on so far, and what do you think of these videos? Even if you are not into GTS personally.
My favorite video that I've worked on so far would have to be... You know, the one where the night where he goes and eats pizza all the time? That's really funny. Oh, he used her.
I think my favorite video that I've worked on so far is Eat and Grow. And personally, I rather enjoy these videos.
My favorite is the audio dramas. They are so much fun. It's like you're basically telling a story with your voice. So even without the pictures and stuff, you get to decide how you're gonna say it because you're the narrator. Well, most of the time.
My favorite video is actually one that isn't out yet. And it's one that me and SGA have actually written ourselves together. So it's one that I'm looking forward to.
My videos, I quite have a soft spot for all of them really, because all of them have taken time to create, and I feel I've done the best job I can. Obviously, I prefer some of the ones that I have created, and some of them are personal to me. Some of them, like for example, I know the Ebe one didn't do very well because there wasn't much in it, but I love the game Ebe, and so being able to represent that in a video was just fun for me, given my interests. But favourite video that I've ever worked on? It's a difficult one. I'd have to say, I think the Tier series. I put so much time into the Tier series. I quite like the Tier series. I don't like bits of it, but I quite like how that developed, and that was probably my longest running story. And as someone who quite likes to think of themselves as a storyteller, I think that's certainly up there. Other highlights would be Little Growing Friend, I quite enjoyed. Sizewalk Sisters was my first one, which, you know, very rough, but I think the spirit of the channel of just having some fun, I think I got through with that one. So I think I started off in a good place. And I think most of the way through, they've been, you know, pretty good content on the whole.
I think my favorite one, I'm awful with character names. I never remember them. But is the circus video I did, because I had to be like an announcer. And it was basically my voice, just I was really boastful about everything. It was a lot of fun. It was easier than what most of the things I would do, I guess I could say. I don't know why easy would make it more fun. And then the videos themselves, I mean, I've seen a lot of 3D, like, model videos, and I like the style of them. I do like the style of them, but the GTS itself, I'm not into it, but, like, I don't, like, there's nothing I have against it either, so it's not like I'm looking at it like, oh my god, ew, like, what? So, so nothing against that at all.
I would have to say Growing Little Friend. Also, while I've seen videos similar to this, that being MMD, Sizebox videos are pretty fun.
SGA, did you ever think you'd get this far? Honestly, no. No, I didn't. This is all a surprise for me. Like, you know, having a Patreon, never thought that'd happen in my wildest dreams. So, no, no, this is all very much a shock. And honestly, I just say, let's keep going. Let's see what we can do.
What is your favorite part about working with SGA? I think my favorite part about working with SGA is he's respectful. He has a priority list when he has voice stuff, and it's like, that's actually really important. What's most important is on top for him. And I've worked with other people where it's like, oh, okay, I'll just work down the list. And they're like, why did you do that one before this one? And I'm like, sorry, you did not say anything to me. I asked, and, you know, stuff like that. He's respectful, very orderly, you know, like, he keeps things organized, and he's just good. He's awesome to work with. He's a really sweet guy.
The best part about working with SGA is the free pizza. I mean, he's really great. But the pizza, man. Okay, I wish I got pizza. SGA, maybe we should throw a pizza party. But, actually, the best part about working with SGA is he's such a good person.
Well, by far my favorite thing is he's kind of chill and willing to be a little bit flexible with me because my schedule is kind of shit. And it's always a joy working with SGA.
He's super nice, he's super friendly, and he's a great friend. I love doing characters I really like, because I love doing energetic little girl characters.
It has to be when I get to see what new script I'll be working on. It always gets me excited, because I love voice acting.
I'm going to answer this question as in what's my favourite part of working with the voice actors. And they are so good at bringing the videos and the characters I write alive. It's just incredible, to be honest. Because I send them off a script and they come back with a character. And it's got a voice and it's got emotions, and it's just incredible, the transformation that occurs. If you're not into the voice content, which I can see a fair amount of you aren't, the videos are always sort of looking at the statistics. I know I don't really care about statistics, but if I look at them, which I have done on occasion, the voiced videos always tend to get a little bit more, but it's not like a large percentage. It's often like 60-40, for example. Just plugging numbers out of my head. So I really like working with the voice actors and bringing that element to my videos, and not only my videos, but also other channels. I like working with, you know, for example, I've given some of Sanone, who is a lovely gentleman, given some of his creations, including like Mina and Trinkets, the comic dub, and whatever the other one was. I'm trying to think, Phone Racker. I was really enjoyed giving them a voice and bringing them to life with the help of my voice acting team. So I really enjoy just working with the community and working with my voice actors and bringing content to life.
My favorite part would be the recording sessions and everything else of working with him and how well we do work together. If I have an exact favorite moment, it's probably when I keep messing up on my lines and stuff, which are funny at first and then descend into jokes, but my favorite part overall would just have to be the entire experience of voice acting.
SGA, why do you use that model as your avatar? Well, interestingly, it was a model I used in the first ever video I did, and I thought that as the other model I was using in that particular video was somebody else's avatar, whom I inspired by and look up to, very good MMD animator, much more talented than myself, I thought I would use that one. And it also seemed like, you know, quite an out there model, but it seemed like she had the sort of spirit and general cuteness that I was going for in a channel avatar. So, yeah. Also, fun fact, the model is based upon a character in an anime who is a trap. So SGA is actually a guy. Not the character SGA. The character SGA is a girl, but the model is actually a guy, And as I am a guy who is making the videos, I thought that would be a little bit ironic. So, for anyone who's pointed that out in the comments, yes, I know, I'm aware, I've watched the anime, very funny. And, pretty much that, yes.
Do you read the comments on the videos, and if so, what is your favorite comment that you have seen so far? I read comments on the videos, but I don't always get to read all of them, to be honest. So, and I don't know if I have a favorite, because it's either like, there's, you know, it's always like, oh, I love this VA, I love how she sounds. I do appreciate those ones for sure, because you don't hear it a lot. It's usually just like, oh, this is a great VA, or, oh, new person's cool, you know, stuff like that. But I really do appreciate it when it's stuff like, oh, this specific VA sounds great, and I love this VA for this reason, like, their voice sounds like this, and stuff like that. But I think my all-time favorite ones, legit, are the ones that are supposed to be, like, negative comments. Just because I think they're hilarious most of the time, because it's usually something like, this is weird. This VA sounds ridiculous. I'm like, thanks. Thank you. That's what I was going for. And thanks for the views, man.
I have read the comments on the videos, and I think my favorite comment is all the comments, because you took your time out of your day to write them.
I really like it when I get compliments about the voice work. It really means a lot to me. Even though I don't reply sometimes, I really, like, I lurk and I read the comments, and I'm very, very super happy when I get to read, oh, I really loved her voice. Oh, she did a great job. You know, stuff like that.
I do read the comments on the videos. I think my favorite one right now is Moon Mystery's comment on Growing Little Friend, who says, I'm totally crazy about Finn's voice. He's so sweet and innocent, and it's so sweet. If possible, I would give everything I could to be there, but all I can is dream about it. P.S. Love your videos. The comments to both me and SGA are much appreciated.
I unfortunately don't read the comments. Sorry. But if you do comment on one of my videos, odds are I will read it. But as far as SGA's video, I don't have time, unfortunately. Sorry.
I think the answer is sort of obvious. Yes, I read every single comment, and I reply to every single comment, if it makes sense. Sometimes I read one, and I don't understand what's going on, or it's a reply to somebody else's and I don't. But otherwise I try to always reply to show people that I am actively reading their comments, and I do care about what people are saying in the comments. So yes, read every comments. Favourite comment? I can't think of one, to be honest. There are a few commenters that pop up again and again, and they are delightful to read comments by. But I'm not going to choose favourites, that seems a little bit unfair. SGA, do you care about the amount of views the videos get? In a sense, yes. In a sense, no. No, as to the number. In a way, like, I don't really care about maximising that number, because it's just a number. What I more care about is the viewers, the people who comment and like and give feedback and subscribe. It's just a more personal connection, and I can get actual feedback on what I'm making and try and please people like that. I care more about them than I do about just a number. Whilst the number being high is quite nice, I would prefer to get actual people's actual feedback from the comments. So if you ever commented on a video, thank you very much.
Did you have an interest in GTS content before voicing for SGA? I did not, actually. I didn't even know it was a thing. In fact, I was laughing because I was like, telling my boyfriend about it, who's super chill with it. He was just like, you mean Giantess? I was like, oh, it's got a name? He's like, yeah. I'm like, how the hell do you know? He's like, you know, tags. I'm like, shut up. What? Oh, that had me rolling.
No, I actually haven't. I'm kind of new to this whole thing. It's been, I don't know, maybe... It's actually been almost a year now since I started doing this stuff. Next February will be a year.
Actually, yes, I've had an interest in these this type of content for quite a while.
I actually had no clue that this thing existed, so I would say I really didn't know until he asked me to voice in these things. So, I mean, it's different, but, I mean, why not, you know?
Actually, I did. His SGA's channel was the first one that I actually ever watched, so before finding him, I wasn't into it. I was more into it after I found him and started actually watching his videos.
The earliest I can think back to when I was truly interested in GTS content was my last years of high school, when I was around 17 and 18. However, when I was younger, I did have an interest then as well.
Has your level of interest in GTS and its community changed since beginning to voice for these animations? Absolutely, because at first I didn't know any of the people, and now I know a lot of people in the community. And most people are really nice to me, so I really appreciate it. And I love meeting new people.
Actually, I'm not really interested in GTS content, but, what I'm interested in is, entertaining you guys. I want to perform as much as I can.
Well, for one, I definitely didn't come in with judgment, especially if I'm going into, you know, like... It's like, if you're gonna voice act anything that is 18 plus, you gotta expect the craziest shit. I mean, come on. And this isn't even crazy to me. I mean, it's like I knew of certain things, like, you know, the whole inflation stuff and all of that jazz, so I know what that is. But, I mean, I never really came into it with like a, oh my god, these people are weird. Like, I don't have room to talk, I'm weird as shit. But no, I don't really, it depends on what you mean by interest. I'm sure I know what you guys mean by interest, but no, I'm not interested in it that way. And it's not really that I have a curiosity about it or anything, because it's like, everybody's got a thing they're into, so it's like I grasp it, I'm just not into it.
I will answer this one, because whilst my interest in GTS hasn't really changed, my interest in the community and the people that make it certainly has. I've met some lovely, very supportive people, and people that I've looked up to, and people who inspired me to start my channel. And just meeting those people and talking with a few of them, it's just great to see a lovely community. And I stand by that we need to continue to work together and just make fantastic content for the viewers of this community. That's what I'm going to attempt to continue to do.
No, actually, I've kind of gone into a bit more looking into stories and stuff and finding different things to look into and actually building some of my characters around it, so it has helped a bit in story elements. Other than that, I think it's just the community that I'm in with SGA's community. I have gotten closer with the community, which means I am actively into it and I am talking about it quite often.
Well, I guess now that I'm actually helping create some of the videos, I would say, yeah, it has changed a bit. I kind of like these videos more and more the more I help work on them. Help voice or do whatever I can.
If anything, I would say it's made me love GTS even more because I didn't know there was a community. But now that I know, it's great.
What would be your best Giantess/inflation or expansion experience for a day? Well, I would love to be a giant person girl. So, I mean, I could explore the world in like 1 second. Like, instead of traveling in a plane, why not go across the globe by just walking over there? And I could go to the Bahamas and stuff, and then I could go to France, and I could go anywhere.
This is a bit weird because I am a strange person who wouldn't really say any of these, because I think in real life it wouldn't really work. Like, in real life there would be too much destruction and ramifications for it to really function as a thing. There's also the fact that it's unfortunately scientifically impossible, but I don't really have a sort of dream day experience to document, I'm afraid.
Huh. Well, I've never put thought into this, because I never thought I'd be asked if I would want to be that. Of course it'd be something evil, like I can control how tall or how small I get at my own will, to the point of where I can just, like, get really small, get into someone's house, get really tall, and just be like, this is my house now. Of course, not just random innocent people, just people I don't like. No, just kidding. And then I would get arrested, but that's how that goes. Yay!
Honestly, it would simply be having a growing girlfriend. Keep it simple.
Being a short person, only being a little over 5 feet, I would like to be taller. Not overly taller, but I would rather enjoy being a bit taller. Maybe upper 5 feet, but...
I would have to say a Giantess experience involving me getting taken to some kind of Giantess-like world, then finding a girlfriend there.
Of all the projects you've worked on, which one would you say was the most fun and why?
If it came out, I would probably say... Man, I can't even choose. I don't know, man. I think anything I've done that's been all like the, Oh! I think some of my favorite ones are where it's like literally me talking to myself but in another voice. And then I can never remember which ones they are. How awful is that, right? I'm in them. But then showing friends and they just being like, oh cool, so you're that one. And you're like, I'm actually both. They're like, shut up, no way. I'm like, yeah. So those ones are always fun.
Out of all the projects I've been in, I have to say the growth software was actually my favorite to do, because that was actually the first one I recorded. So looking back on that, it really shows me how far I've come and just how much I'm into it. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but looking at the growth software episode, I really do look at that and being like, this is where all of this started. This was when the first video came out. This was the first thing I was in. So looking at that video, I can really see that this is where everything started.
Actually, I would say the most fun would be an audiobook that we're working on right now. I'm not going to say anything more than that, because I don't know if SGA wants me to talk about it yet.
Do y'all like the Nintendo Switch, and any opinions on Smash? I just bought a Nintendo Switch, and right now, Breath of the Wild is literally my life. Yeah, I'm planning to get Smash, because who isn't, right? I'm super excited for more of the Switch games to come out, but I don't really have a lot of time to play so many games, so yeah. I'm actually going on deployment, so you might not really hear much of me for a while. If you haven't noticed or known, I'm in the military, the American military.
I like how it says y'all in this question, and I'm just imagining like SGA in his little British accent trying to say y'all. That doesn't work. Do y'all like the Nintendo Switch, and any opinions on Smash? Trying to imagine that in like British accent. Do y'all like the Nintendo Switch, and any opinions on Smash? Y'all. Y'all and British does not work. Please record that, SGA. Please, God.
Do you all like the Nintendo Switch? And any opinions on Smash? Yes, I can say y'all. It doesn't sound natural, but I can say it. Thank you, Monstrassa.
I do have a Nintendo Switch. My brother loves me, apparently, and he got me one for my birthday last year. For Smash, I have been awful at Smash since the only time I ever owned Smash was when it was on 64. I always played. I was that person because I was like 11, 12 when we had it. My brother was the one that was always like, it's my 64! So I barely played, so when I did play, I was always Pikachu. I was the person that nobody likes, that spams down B. So I'm awful at Smash, but I am the biggest Animal Crossing fan, so I'm definitely getting Smash because Isabelle is best waifu. So I definitely suggest getting it though. I mean, if you like fighting games, I would def say Smash is like top tier for me, only just because I suck at fighting games, but I really like that game. I've just never really had the chance to just like try to get better at it, so I'm hoping with the new Smash I can start actually getting into it, and who knows, maybe go to conventions and do tournaments. Just for shits and giggles though.
So, I'm not fortunate enough to own a Nintendo Switch because I invested in the Wii U. Not a great choice, not a bad console, but given the two, not a great choice. Given the Switch has the best Kirby we've seen in a while, the best Mario we've seen in a while, the best Zelda we've seen in a while, the best Smash coming up, a new Yoshi game coming up, a new Animal Crossing game coming up. You're not really, going to miss out on any of those major things. So as a fan of Nintendo, I'm really missing out on everything the Switch has to offer. As far as Smash, I'm, eager for it, excited for it, but trying to wonder how on earth they're going to manage the menu because there's so many characters. I don't think they'll all fit on one select screen. I mean, I thought the Wii's one was crowded. So, look forward to seeing them sort out that optimization issue there.
The Nintendo Switch! Oh my god! I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it! Also, I suggest that we get Raichu for Smash. I need it! Need it!
I love the Nintendo Switch, and it's always time to motherfucking smash.
Oh, of course! I have my very own, and right now I'm playing Labyrinth of Refrain, Coven of Dusk. As for Smash, I am so excited for it.
Extra QnA. How did I get the name Monstrassa? I don't even know if any of you know that's how it's said, but it's a family thing. So when I was like 2 or 3, we went to When I was 2 or 3, we went to a water park with my mother, my father, and my brother, and then my Aunt Linda, my Uncle Ed, and like all my cousins. They have 4 kids, so that was a pretty big party. I guess I walked off from the group and none of them could find me. I couldn't find them, so I went to like a lifeguard. And I told him my name, and he thought I said my name was Alicia Monstrassa. But like, when they said it, and then he told the guys like from the intermec, like, okay, her name's Alicia Monstrassa, but they heard Alicia Monstrassa, and they were trying to find me, and they just, over the intercom go, can the party of Alicia Monstrassa come to, yada yada, wherever they had me at the booth or something, and my Uncle Ed just goes, close enough. Luckily it was me.
Thank you very much for listening to this Q&A. I just want to say a massive thank you for sticking with me and just supporting the channel in any way you can. Obviously, the Patreons I really appreciate because it means I can pay the talented voice actors for the work they do. This is my passion project and it's not exactly as you've heard theirs, so I do appreciate that because it means I can give them some incentive to keep working and not rely on their generosity, which I was doing for a time. So I just want to really thank everyone who's supporting me on Patreon or just in the comments or my viewing, because it really does mean a lot. Thank you.